One of the things, one of the concepts we have in Mind Power, which challenges many people hugely, is particularly in the first lecture, is that you create your own reality. You are the cause of everything that happens to you, and I know this. I feel it to be true. It has been a huge impact in my life knowing that, because it's given me a lot of power, as we say in the course. However, some people still find it quite challenging uh, when saying, but look what happened to this little child. How can you say that this child created their own reality? Or how could you say that so-and-so in this car accident, that they created it? Now, I know it to be true. I just know it in my bones, but I find it a challenging thing to answer.
Well, it is a challenging thing to answer
Yeah,
because it defies our logic and it defies our senses and it defies our parameters and laws and rules and concepts of how we think life works. So it is a difficult one to both explain and understand. But in order to really come to terms with it and to truly get why it is true, and it is true, absolutely, is when I say that you are the cause of everything that happens to you, it really needs to be followed by the next question is, who are you?
mm-hmm.
And you see,
Good
like,
question.
yeah, like, who are you? And as I said earlier, we're a multiplicity. So when I'm saying that you have caused everything that happens to you, I'm not necessarily saying it's your logical mind or
Good
that you
point.
wanted it. Maybe there's an aspect of your subconscious that needed this to happen. Maybe there's an aspect of your soul that wanted and needed this to happen. I mean, tragedies and failure. I mean, we have no problem accepting that we're the cause of all the good things that
Right,
happen
now
to
I
us.
did that.
I mean, absolutely.
I know.
But oneself, again, I'm talking about the multiplicity of who and what we are, needs all kinds of things in order to grow and develop. So don't be so quick to reject that. And it's interesting, and you say that although you might not fully understand it, you feel it,
I know
and,
it.
and you know it even more. And that's what happens in the course. Is I'm quite amazed because it's quite inflammatory, that thing to say. I
Yeah.
mean, it's I
You
actually,
don't know me.
yeah, yeah, I actually enjoy it because you're pushing people's buttons.
Yeah.
I mean, so I actually enjoy doing it. But I'm actually quite amazed at how people on a deep level sort of know
They
it.
know it. You know
There's
it.
a part of them that's saying, I don't quite understand it, but you know what? I think you're right.
Yeah.
Because I would say that by the time the course is finished, over 90% accept it.
Yeah. It'll be the odd
But you
exception.
will never fully understand it.
Yeah.
But having said that, when you begin to tap into the soul, when you begin to tap into some of the deeper dimensions, when you begin to transcend time and space and the dimension of form, and you go into some of the deep levels that exist for us as human beings, you get it and you
Yeah.
know it and you see it. So, but it's actually a very reassuring thing.
Yeah.
It's incredibly reassuring to know that you are the cause
Of everything.
of everything because that means it's all you. And that is wonderful.
Yeah. I love what you say, that you never fully understand it, because I still don't. I don't fully understand, but I know it. And I had an experience probably about a few months ago where I'd come out of a building with a friend who had just finished doing the Mind Power course with me, and someone had scratched the side of my car, taken a key and just scratched the car. A huge gash in the car. And of course, I looked at it and I was disappointed. And I was like, oh no, look at that. I mean, just what a pain. And this guy looked at me and he says to me, now you tell me how you are the cause of that. And it was funny because I knew it. I turned around and I said to him, I actually don't know, but I do know I am the cause. And he says, well, how? So I said, I don't know, but I know I am. And I thought about it, and about a week later, literally a week later, it hit me that I was speaking to a friend of mine, and he's saying, yeah, but you always, whenever you pull up at a parking lot, you always say, I've got to park my car carefully in case somebody scratches my car. And I always say that. It's like an affirmation. I've got to park my car carefully in case somebody scratches my car. And I wondered, maybe I attracted that. Just maybe. It was just an interesting thought to have. But what I think was amazing was how it didn't take power away from me. I was disappointed. It's normal to feel disappointed, but it just didn't own me. I looked at it and thought, well, obviously it was meant to happen because it happened.
Mm-hmm. And now, in that case, you can see a direct relationship on how you did cause that by that affirmation in case someone scratches the car. I mean, you're putting out energy. Often, there is no clue of what the direct relationship is on a conscious level.
Yeah.
But because we're multiplicity, because we're made up of a many-chambered subconscious,
Yes.
because we have a soul, because we have all these aspects of ourselves that we're consciously not aware of, that do have a play in our life, that are causes in our life, that that very often you will not ever logically understand it,
Yeah.
but you accept it and you work with it, and you have a relationship with life that is so connected, that is so pure, that is so trusting, that is so full, that you know in its own time, in its own way, if it's meant to be, it will be revealed.
Right.
And if not, then so what? I mean, that's another aspect, is that are we really that incredibly naive to think that we should have the entire universe figured out in its utmost complexity,
Right.
that we're going to have every answer to every single thing that happens to us? Of course not. There's going to be all kinds of areas of our life that we will never understand. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. It makes it exciting.